next president of the United States!
It was more than I think anybody really expected.
Sanders!
And there was a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of grassroots excitement. I remember a woman called me and she was making homemade hula hoops for Bernie, and he became this like pop culture icon.
When he announced his run for the presidency, no one imagined how far he'd go. He was a guy who was campaigning by flying economy all across the country, and after Iowa, all of a sudden he had a campaign plane. You know, didn't say Bernie on the side, it said Eastern Airlines, which had gone defunct decades ago.
I just got a selfie with Bernie Sanders!
In Iowa, when the momentum was building and all of a sudden it became a possibility that not only was he going to do well, there was a he could win this thing.
When we began this campaign, we were 3% in the national polls. Here in Iowa, it is virtually tied.
It was a strange mix, kind of the high from the campaign having done so well in Iowa, and then kind of a letdown where it was that hope for a while that they might actually come in first place, and then that not happening, and then this gnawing feeling that maybe things weren't being done by the rules. Maybe the establishment Democratic Party was out to get Sanders.
Your guess is as good as mine as to what happened. I can only hope and expect that the count will be honest. I can't say more.
There was a lot of resentment over how the Democratic Party had treated Bernie Sanders. People had seen the leaked emails. It confirmed their suspicions in a lot of ways that this was not a fair process, or that the establishment would never let someone like Bernie Sanders win.
Bernie Sanders got our back! We don't need no super PAC!
Everyone was sort of looking to New Hampshire as the place where we would really see how viable his campaign was. The McIntyre Shaheen dinner, on the floor it's a big $1,000 or whatever a plate fundraiser, but you can go in the stands for $20. And so you had a lot of Bernie Sanders supporters there, and they were being very, very loud, very, very enthusiastic. Debbie Wasserman Schultz was there. She got a big boo from them. He ended up winning very handily there.
What was on a lot of the reporters' minds was whether this would be the day that he conceded.
We are united in saying that Donald Trump will not become president of the United States.
But it wasn't.
Following the vote on Tuesday, will you still consider yourself a candidate for the presidency?
We are taking this campaign and our ideas for a strong platform to transform the Democratic Party away from a party which spends far too much time raising money from wealthy people into a party which represents the grassroots of this country.
There was a lot of resentment at what they knew was going to happen.
And I vote that Hillary Clinton be selected.
People wanted Bernie to keep fighting. Bernie Sanders represented a very idealistic view of how the world should be, and they agreed with him, and they believed that by supporting him, even if they didn't, some of them didn't really actually believe that he could become the nominee, let alone be president. They believed that by supporting him, they could build up this vision for what the world should be, and they appreciated his no compromises attitude toward these goals.